This is episode 1 of my podcast called The Artist Journal. I am a songwriter, music maker living in Los Angeles. That's the Hollywood sign right there, if you could see it. And this episode is called I Just Don't Care Anymore. Pretty much, I've been trying to get around to this episode. I'm going to do 12 this year. And this whole series is just about honest thoughts of being a creative, trying to make it, being miserable a lot, being happy a lot, being up and down all over the place and not getting why. So I'm probably going to take the time just to explain this first year in LA, what it's been like, with a little preface to before that. But other than that, you can check my music out online. I am more than just music, just like every creative. Never blown up, never been famous. People know me, but I'm not too well known. And so I'm gonna just start by saying that I have been making music since I'm 17. I am 26. I'm a July baby. I'm a Cancer. Maybe you relate with that. I'm on the cusp, supposedly. I'm a Cancer Leo. I'm actually a Cancer Leo Scorpio, which if you put that together is such a fucked ego trip of fucking signs. It's insane, but I'm an emotional dude. I'm the type where unless you hit me, I'm never going to raise a fist. I'm the type where if you're someone that talks a lot of shit, but I know that you're not someone that's going to reason, I'm going to leave you behind. I guess you could say I'm cutthroat, but I'll never cut off my brother. I have a blood brother. Never cut off my sister. I have a blood sister. But a lot of people who have been like brothers and sisters, I definitely have cut them off. Because fuck them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, not everyone's here forever. People come and go with seasons. So when I was 17, going on the music story, I started making beats. Started in a studio. I was interning, did some showcases, through some albums, through some of my own shows, tried building a team, got a record label meeting. I paid for that. Got a meeting over the phone, winning a showcase with Epic Records. That did nothing. And yeah, I met a lot of people, but all of that kind of brought me to a point where I was like, is this working? Is this actually growing to something? Is this worth it? And I just kept having to face off with the fact where I was like, this isn't doing anything. This isn't growing anywhere. The people on my team aren't even fulfilling a role. You feel me? I had somebody that was a friend of mine that was managing me, but I didn't like the way they operated. I just didn't. Okay, so I walked away from that, and without that person, I was like, well, that essentially was my team, and that person was trying to create their own thing off of all the legwork I put into my own thing. So I was like, this is dumb. I'm out. I'm not doing this. So I sat down with them, cut them off. It went to hell. All the people that were my friends at home, it kind of fell apart. I tried taking a distance before I went, but I had somebody kind of go around and little by little just keep spitting on my name to influence people in their direction. That sucks, but then I sit here and realize that when I was younger, I was a manipulator too. Maybe I matured faster than that person. Maybe that's just how that person reacts from being so hurt. I really don't give a fuck anymore. I honestly am over that, Still have some anger, but hey, is what it is. I had to move on. So now I'm here in LA. I've been here for about a year. And right out the gate, a lot of shit happened for me. So before I moved to LA, I was on Instagram and some ads came up about performing out here. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I came out here. I stayed in a buddy's couch I used to know from Jersey. Shout out Bari. And I stayed out here probably this is East Hollywood right here. If you look that way, or if you were standing here at this building, Netflix studios are right there. The Hollywood sign's right there. Hollywood Boulevard is right there. And my boy whose couch I was staying on was right there. So I'm in Hollywood, right? And I was staying with him for these performances. And then eventually I was like, fuck it, I gotta go now. I have 2 connections. And they're not that strong, but whatever. I've done well out here. I feel received. I gotta take the leap. And before I came out here, I was starting to push to New York. But I was like, my sound isn't together. I always wanted to go to LA, you know. I'm like a positive guy, you know. I don't come from the New York culture. My family does, but I don't. So I was like, let me just take this leap. So fucking about a year ago, I think it was like January 20th. Today's January 10th, a year later. Almost a year I've been out here. But January 20th, I packed up shit in my car and I just went. Someone I met at those events invited me to come engineer at a studio, so that was something for me. And that kind of was my first big push, because then not only did I move out here and start working at that studio, which took about a week and a half, but I moved out here and I wasn't going to stay on my same buddy's couch. I came out here and my buddy, who's a mentor of mine, Charles Hamilton, shout out CH, he let me live on his couch. And that only lasted about 2 weeks. And then I was at that studio, and the studio manager that invited me there, I was living on his couch. So first couple weeks here, fucking all over the place, man. Nerve-wracking as shit too, but it's funny. One thing I've learned is when shit hits the fan, you gotta keep the fan spinning, because then the shit comes off. But aside from all of that metaphor shit, when things get real tough is when I find I'm most positive. You know, like maybe it's how I was raised, maybe it's just my fucking instincts, I don't know. But when shit is really bad, I learned to just be like, yo, I got this. Even though I feel like I'm about to cry, even though I feel like my shit's breaking down, I just keep going with it. So, you know, I went to that studio, I was interning, but they didn't have a head engineer, so I got that role pretty quick. And I got to work with some big people, and that was a blessing. I got to be in a studio session with YG. I didn't get to record him, but I recorded this rapper named Buddy on beats that Hollywood Cole made for YG. I met all these people in that session. Literally, I walk in, and I see YG and his bouncer on this side shooting IV. I guess fucking the motherfuckers work so much around the clock that they shoot IV. That was crazy. I'll never forget that, but that happened. G Herbo would always be coming through. And, you know, I met him in passing. I didn't really get to introduce myself. I was like, let me just keep a little distance from that because I'm not in that session. But he left his tacos, and I'm sure as fuck positive that you could know I ate those tacos. Like a motherfucker, I ate his tacos, so that was cool. And then the coolest one was A$AP Rocky came in one night. I was working the desk, covering for my buddy who couldn't make it, Dapper. He was the studio manager, let me live on his couch. Shout out Dabsky. But they're like, yo, YG, A$AP Rocky's coming in. Like, we don't know if he needs a session or engineer or anything, but like, just be cool. I'm like, all right, bet. So then fucking he comes in. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Very nice to meet you. He's like, Flacco. And he dabbed me up, big ass doink on his ear. And like, A$AP's a cool one because I'm from the East Coast, and A$AP is actually a crazy fucking artist. Like, just super experimental, always evolving. Awesome. Nonetheless, they did end up needing an engineer, so I got the text and I went in. And I got to engineer a session for him on his song, Pray for the Gang. I recorded this singer, her name's Brittany B. I recorded her vocals, and she was giving me tips and shit too. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really making her happy, but A$AP was happy, so I was cool. And, you know, that was that, you know, fucking, there's shit that went on in the session I'll talk about later, but I got to work with A$AP, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely nerded out, geeked out a little bit, was asking him questions. I was like, this might be my only chance to work with A$AP. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. So I was like, just being a fan. He was playing unreleased shit. I was like, bro. And he just dropped Punk Rocky, but that's not the shit he was playing. He was playing something that sounded like Testing had a baby with fucking Long Live. Like, dude, he's got shit in the cut. Ugh. But anyways, like, yeah, I got to work with him. And then I met this artist I was a fan of, who said they were gonna sign me, and I'm still grateful for bro. He took me around LA, showed me some stuff, taught me a lot. He was honest with me, but in hindsight, I didn't get signed, obviously. In hindsight, you know, you ever hear someone talk about like the drunk bartender who someone will just pour their heart and soul out to and then never go back to that bar and see them again? I think I was this person for that artist. Like, I think they met me, they fucked with me, but then they were like, this is stupid. There's no financial gain. This kid's not popping. Why would I keep rocking with this person? They said they're going to sign my brother too. I was going to be his producer, which to me is an even bigger dream than me being the artist, because if I get to produce my younger brother, not only will my music get better throughout that process, but I'm developing someone that I helped influence and create. It was like literally the ideal, like, holy shit, this is happening. But it flopped. It flopped. It fell through. And that was all within the first 5 months of being in LA. Did some networking. I got to be in a Logic music video. My buddy Lost, he told me about it, and I met Logic. The music video like host was so pissed. But it's crazy how I met him. Like, we were doing this scene where we were running. It was a Logic Juicy J video, and I got so overheated, I started throwing up on the side. So like, yo, you can't sit here, you gotta sit over there. So I sat over there, and I was like, let me go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, and as I start going to the bathroom, he comes out and starts walking up, and I was like, fuck this, I gotta say something. So I introduced myself. I'm like, yo, dude, like, I'm just letting you know it's an honor to be here. I admire your work. I've listened to you forever. So go, thank you so much. What's your name? I'm like, my name's Tony Newberry. Like, I hope this doesn't bother you, but do you mind if I give you something? He's like, what? And I gave him a flash drive. He was like, man, this how you do it. This how you conduct yourself. I was like, bro, sick. Under Pressure is one of my favorite albums. So, you know what I mean? That was so dope. All that shit in 5 months, gang. All that shit. And then after that, pretty much, I started setting up with a buddy named Dun, a performance in India, which ends up happening months later. But right around that time, I ended up leaving that studio I worked at ASAP and them at, because one, when it comes to getting paid in this industry, it's very sticky. The currency is opportunity. The currency is clout. It's very lame, but it's very true. That is what it is. That is what it is, and I didn't like that, so I left. And I'm not gonna lie, about a year later, I sit here, and I'm like, fuck, did I fuck up? Did I fuck myself so hard by leaving that studio? Because I want to work, bro. But if the studio owner were more like, yo, I can't pay you, but come when you can, I appreciate you, I would have been there. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like that. So that person and we didn't see eye to eye, so I just left. He was like, you could leave, you could stay. I left. I was like, fuck this, bro. Because I'm going to end up homeless. I'm going to end up fucked. You know what I mean? That's just what it was. I was like, I don't have anybody out here. Like, I really don't even have friends out here. So... Ugh. Is this still recording? Coffee break. Anyways, and then after that, I got ghosted and didn't get signed by that one artist. And then my grandma passed away, so I had to go home for like a week. You feel me? And it got pretty hard from there. I won't lie. You know, it got kind of hard. The person whose couch I was living on, they moved to Hawaii. We were going to be roommates and shit and keep building out that studio. But like, once he was leaving, I was like, I'm out too. Because I like the team he built, and he invited me to work there, and there's no chance these people are going to take care of me. So, you know, plus those people, like, they just didn't get me. I think they found me as, like, disrespectful, and I'm like, where I'm from, that's such cap, because if you show respect, you get respect. I'm not going to dick suck my way. I'm not going to fucking be someone that's over here lying to your face. Like, I'll be quiet. If you consider that being respectful, I consider that being respectful, not saying anything. It's better to say nothing than say something. Shit, I learned that. But it's like, I don't know. Like, there's just so much shit I don't get. You know? Like, the further I go, the more I learn, but the less I know. Like, do you feel me? It's just fucking crazy, bro. So I'm in this world of Los Angeles. Got the hills over there and all that shit. And it's like, the people, they just want other people around them that are already famous, that are already big. And I'm nowhere near that. Like, I have like 10K followers that I built through ad spending, trying to work with companies to help me build my following. And it's led me to a place where I'm still doing the same thing. I'm like, bro, like, this shit don't work like that. You know, like, I don't get it yet. I don't. So I'm trying to build different systems right now. I'm getting into clipping and stuff. But... fuck, man. Anyways, yeah, my grandma passed. come back for the summer. I only went home for like a week, but you know what I'm saying? Then some time goes by. I end up doing that show in India. I end up getting my first big feature. I got my first big feature from Westside Boogie, and I just shot a music video with him. And that was super cool. We connected on IG. And yeah, it just happened, you know? So that was a cool thing, but that also cost me money. So it's like everything is an investment. And I've invested so much in myself since I got out here. Now my credit cards are completely full. The fucking number one call I got on my phone is at 877 at 6 a.m. every day from credit card companies who I block. So I'm here and I'm like, damn. But I also got some jobs. I ended up right over there on Hollywood and Vine getting a job at a strip club, Deja Vu, as a DJ. And then I started doing security too. And pretty much I just walked in one day after a networking event at the Dream Hotel. And I'm like, yo, y'all hiring, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're looking for a DJ. All right, the hiring manager's coming up. Come talk to her. Turns out the hiring manager I graduated high school with in New Jersey. Synchronicity. Synchronicity. Divine appointment. All in one, gang. Stuff like that is what still has me here. Because if I came out here and I never worked with ASAP or these people, and I never fucking got this feature, and I never met these people who let me live on their couch, and I never got that job, I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I still here? I'm going home, and I'll do the shit in New York. I would have done that, you know, but I'm here, and I know I still got to be here. It's just really confusing. And then I got another job through a buddy named Kane, doing live sound and light engineering at 3 smaller venues because I threw my first Just Keep Going open mic at this place called Skiptown Playhouse where I ended up working. So, you know, like, I got jobs. It's like technically freelance work. It's technically music work. I left Deja Vu. Like I said, it's a year later. Now I'm at Bare Elegance, a different strip club. I really would like to come up as a DJ. My DJ name is Dirty Tony. I have no social medias, but you know what it is. So, like, I'm just fucking, like, all this shit has happened. So much shit. Like, I've met some girls, had my fun, but it's been harder making friends. You know what I mean? I fucking haven't found a girlfriend out here. This is one girl I know right now that I like, but I don't know. I feel like I'm in a place now where I can't be chasing. It's got to be something that just lines up with somebody out here because I don't have the money. I don't have the time. It's for me right now. It's for me. And if I'm with someone that understands that because they're doing that for them, then it's perfect. But if I'm with someone that wants to be wined and dined and treated, I'm like, I have not come up yet. I'm not going to call my parents to fucking give me $100 to take you out to eat. I'm not going to hit my sister or brother to do that shit. I don't have the money. It's sad, but I'm dealing with it. I'm trying to figure it out. So I see all these ads about making money on Instagram, and I'm like, fuck, bro, I'm trying to do it. And that's why I'm getting into clipping, because I like content. I want to put together pages that do good. I want to make a successful Just Keep Going brand. Like, I already am, but, like, it's just, I don't get it. Like, I don't get how people make it click. You know what I mean? Maybe I just suck. I don't think that's true, but that's something I fucking take my mind to because I'm like, I don't know what else to do. You feel me? So it's confusing, you know. Learned a lot, you know, it's just been a hell of a year. It's been a hell of a year, you know, and I'm trying to understand it. The more I meet artists, the less I feel like they fuck with me. But it's funny because when I've worked with bigger artists, I feel like they see that I'm respectful and kind, and they're not the ones that have the problem with me. It would instead be the people that are in between me and them. And I'm just like, just want to fucking make dope shit with good people. I just want to be a good dude, be a leader, and be around other leaders. I don't want to compete with you. I want to compete with me. That's my fucking thing. It's always what I've done. I play sports. I learned that when I was younger. If you compete with other people, you always lose. You know, if you compete with yourself and your own stats, you will win and end up beating other people. So it's like, fuck, man. I'm trying to figure this shit out. It's crazy. I feel like a needle in a haystack, and I can't find myself. But I've learned so much about me. That's a fact. I've learned so much about me out here, you know. I sit here and think sometimes because of all the people I've left behind, too. Like, am I a coward? Am I a pussy that runs away? Or Am I the epitome of strength? Am I someone that stands up for themselves and does what they feel like they need to fucking do? I need more proof. I need more proof. That's what I need. I need more proof. Because I believe it's option 2. But my thoughts, my mind will take me to places that I just don't want to be anymore. My mind will make me want to jump off this fucking building, bro. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't give a shit. This is who I am. I'm not a liar. I'm not a fucking liar, bro. I'm not a liar. I feel very alone. But I'm more okay with it. I'm more okay with the loneliness, like the solitude, growing, trying to have goals. I stay in the gym. I try to read at least a couple times a week if I'm not doing it every day. I try to not watch porn, and it's hard because I'm around all these bad fucking women all the time, which is crazy, by the way. Working at a strip club, let me tell you something. It is so numbing, it's insane. It is so numbing. So numb. I don't even get fucking turned on. I'm just there with all these naked girls, everything, bop, 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 and I'm like, these girls are so bad, and they sell themselves. You know what I mean? It makes me think I should do it. I see the money they make. I'm like, fuck. But I'm like, I'm just going to hold on a little while longer. I'm going to hold on a little bit longer. I got siblings at home. If I start doing it, they'll do it. They could say otherwise, but I know what it's like to be a big brother. Don't fucking tell me otherwise. Everything I do gives them an excuse to do it. It's a fact. That's what happens when I start smoking weed. So yeah, pretty much in this first year, I did some performances through some shows, built my brand. I performed out of the fucking country. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. I went to India. Yo, let me tell you, completely different world. Completely different world. Completely different world. Wow. Just seeing the way that people live out there, the cows walking in the street, the little auto vehicles, how different the homeless is there compared to here. Our homeless is drugged out. Their homeless is just homeless. How the fucking people that are poor there are actually dirt poor, living in huts. Bro, talk about being blessed. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. And aside from being in India and learning from the culture, the people I was working with, I learned so much about myself because I went and worked with people that are just starting out. And I've been doing this for 7, 8 years. So the whole time, in the back of my mind, I'm saying, why the fuck am I doing this with these people? No disrespect to them. These are my honest thoughts. I'm thinking, why the fuck am I doing this with these people? I worked mad hard for years just to be in this place, trying this shit with people that are doing it for the first time and are trying to boss me around, tell me what to do because I'm DJing. Get the fuck out of here. But I said, okay, let me come back to center and realize something. I'm a human being. They're human beings. They have wants. They believe they have potential. And I have the same exact thing. So why not just eat it? And if I have a problem, I'll speak up. But it's only 2 weeks. Fuck it. I'll get through it. And honestly, it was a hard 2 weeks. I'm not going to sit there and say it was a walk in the park. The best fucking part of the trip was the final 3 or 4 days because I met this girl. And, we connected really well. And she became a really good friend of mine. We're still in touch. So, shout out Bummies. But I'm just I just learned so much this past year. And now I'm back to square one again. And, my bosses have put up with me. This first year was hard. Sometimes I'd be getting too high. Sometimes I'd be drinking so much the next day I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm dying. It's hard adjusting to a 3-hour time difference and then having to work overnights. Bro, my whole body was fucked up all year. Shit was crazy, man. And even meeting girls. I remember this one girl I was with told me I'm too low maintenance for her for it to work out. And I think it's because the first time I picked her up, I had an outfit on, but I wasn't wearing socks because they were dirty. And I'm like, the fuck? And then another girl I met, we were hanging out. Very high standards for herself, and that's a great thing, right? But don't treat me like I'm a low. Don't treat me like I'm a low. Just because I don't have my shit figured out and you have yours doesn't mean I won't figure it out. I'm trying. I'm moving forwards. I have balls being here. I've been here for a year. I don't sell myself for money. I'm trying to put it together. It's hard, man. And it's not like it's physically hard labor like that. No, it's mental warfare. To anyone that wants to take that leap, it's mental warfare. It's tough. It's tough, but I've made it work. It's been hard, but I've made it work for a year. My goal is 3 years. 3 years of being here and then deciding where to go next. That's the goal. So, have my own battles, my own demons, some angels watching over me. Just day by day, that's it. I couldn't sleep, so I was like, fuck it. I've been wanting to do this. I'm going to do this. Let's break the seal. And the reason why I'm calling this episode I Just Don't Care Anymore is because I just don't fucking care anymore. I'm just here now. I'm just present now. I care about where I surround myself. I care about who I surround myself with. And that's another thing. I've been attracting the wrong kind of people for years. I've been blessed to attract specific people at times that I've had let God run through them and serve me. Like my buddy whose couch I was living on, or my last girlfriend that fucking pulled me out of the person I was to help push me forward in being the person I am. And it's not even like she physically did that. I did it, but it was the catalyst. Man. Oh, man, I don't know what I'm doing most days. It's fucked up, yo. It's fucked up. I feel like I have nobody to look up to. I have my parents I could talk to. That's great. My brother and sister at times if I want. But it's just weird being out here feeling like I don't look up to nobody no more. It's a weird thing. I used to love specific artists and be like, I want to do this, this, and that. And then the further I go, the more people I meet, I'm like, man, I don't want to be like none of you. I don't want to be like any of you. I just want to be like me. I just want to be me. I just am fucking me. That's it. And I'm so tired of sending messages trying to get people to fuck with me, gang. I get the grind. I will network forever. I actually like networking. But the whole thing, I'm just like, man, fuck all that lame-ass bullshit, bro. I really don't care. I just want to make dope shit with good people because I believe I'm dope. That's it. I got a lot of room to grow. I'm working on different things, but what am I going to do? Sit here and put on a fake face? I'd rather fucking blow my brains out. I'm so serious. I'd rather blow my brains out. I can't. I have learned at times to just be quiet and move on. That's all we can do. Because at the end of the day, I don't matter to you like that. You matter to you. I don't matter to him or her like that. I'm just a fucking blip, and that's okay because I matter to me. I love tattoos. I love intimacy. I love feeling like I have the right person with me or the right people around me. I just want to find that one right fucking person at this point. Someone to grow with. Someone new. Someone where it's like, where have you been? Where have you been? That would be so fucking fantastic. I used to love performing so much. I still love it, but now I'm like, I only want to do it if people want it. I don't want to be doing all these fucking performances at places where people just looking at me like this. So I'm walking away, they're like, nice. I paid to be here. Like, you know what I mean? Something's gotta click. It's gotta click, bro. Something has to click. Something, anything, I just need something to click that gives me enough money to keep going. Something has to click, and I'm too fucking right there to punk out and try some 9-to-5 shit, because that's always there. It's always there. You feel me? It's always there, but I'm too fucking close. I have not come this far for nothing. I need to just suck it the fuck up and keep pushing and figure it out. That's what it is. And it's always the random things or the random people that bring the new change, that new opportunity, that big thing. It's always the most random thing. It's like, what? All right, let's try it. Damn, that's what it is. Every time. Every fucking time in my life already. I'm 26. Since I'm 19, putting myself out there. 17, started making beats. Every single time, it's the random person, the random thing you don't expect where it's like, oh my God, here we fucking go. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm here. I'm in LA. This is year one. I'm battling anxiety, depression, but I am doing fucking amazing. Just keep going. This is the Artist Journal. I got more shit to talk about. Drop a comment if you want to hear me talk about something. Fuck, bro. 5 years from now. 5 years. 5 years from now, we're going to go back to this video. And I'm going to be like, I fucking told you so. I told you so. To me, saying that. You know what I mean? Just keep going. Just keep going. Episode 1.